Yeah, but it is. I ain't gonna even lie. I just feel like spiritually, I'm like locked in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Something just telling me, just forcing me to tell y'all this. 'Cause I really don't want to tell people because it's like I'm gonna tell y'all. It's like y'all gonna take this information. Y'all might think about it, then y'all right back to y'all to yourself. What y'all really need to know is we all about to die. Like, and I don't mean like when I say we all about to die, I don't mean like no horrible ass we like niggas ready to get shot up and all that shit like that. But with the Bible and the Quran, but I know from the religious texts that I read from them, and believe it or not, the you know the Vatican got their own Bible. Right, it's a whole Bible written by the popes. Let me say that popes. But what I'm getting at is, and even in there they talk about our last days, and that's where we at in our last days. What is in the last days? When we die and get judged. I mean, people don't want to hear the word die because but that's the reality of it. We gonna be taken back to our Creator and judged for the sins and the good deeds that we did on earth. What I'm trying to get at is, like we need to wake up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody imagining like they gonna see the devil and all this, that, and the third. When you're not gonna see him physically. Period. You're not gonna ever see him physically. I don't think you ever gonna see the devil physically. But I know you will see them angels. You will see God. Matter of fact, you won't see God. You won't see God. Because God is so almighty, He's too holy for anyone to look at him. They say to look at God, you will perish. Just like that, you will perish. It's even difficult looking at the devil in Jibril. It's difficult looking at the devil in Jibril. That's why they be having in their true form. In their true form. You know what I'm saying? You will never be able to look at an angel in their true form, and you will never be able to look at the devil in his true form. Ever. Because they emit so much fucking light, it's ridiculous. Like you will never be able to see them. So you'll be just like this, not seeing nothing. And being like this with light in your face is barely you're not seeing nothing but light. So you might just go blind or whatever the case may be. So I be getting tired of hearing that too. People saying, "Oh, the devil! I seen the devil." No, you haven't seen the devil. And no, you haven't. You haven't really seen the devil. You haven't seen. You seen his jinns, his little demons that he got running around. You seen them. Only a very select few might have seen the devil, and I really mean a very select few. You know what I'm saying? You really think the devil out here working by himself to corrupt us? No, that's not how it is. Only one person have the ability of that, and that's not even a person. God. God has no gender, has no race. So I will not be saying he or she, none of that. Just saying God. That's the only. God is only entity that can do that. And I'm gonna use the word. I feel safe using the word entity because it's not solid or you know what I'm saying. It really don't carry too much weight. So God is the only entity that can do that. Why he can do that? Because he created everything. But I get that to say this. The devil cannot be in more than one place at once. That's impossible. He ain't got that much motherfucking power. That's like saying the angel, you know what, I ain't even really say that. Subhanallah. Because the angel, Gabriel, he can be anywhere he want at once because God gave him that that power to do so. You know what I'm saying? And even still, he can't be all at one place at once. That's why he got his angels. You know what I'm saying? So everything's starting to make sense. Or when people be like, oh yeah, I seen the devil. No, you didn't. You seen one of his little minions that was portraying to be the devil. And the ones that say, oh, I got a bride, I'm the devil's bride. That's bullshit. No motherfucking bride of the devil. Bitch. That shit never set well with me either. Now I believe he done fucked a couple of them. You know what I'm saying? But to say that he is bride, what? You know how many offsprings he would have? Just think about that. The devil been down here with humans since humans existed, and he been fucking. I know he been fucking. He had to be fucking, but he don't have no offspring. You know what I'm saying? If the devil had offspring, bro, the world would look a lot different than what it is, bro. We would have been at a constant battle. I mean a constant battle. We'd have been at a constant battle, bro. Like, it's just crazy. Like, God would have been destroying the world every chance he got if the devil had offspring. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just speaking out of this, though. Because, like I said, just like something spiritual just woke up in me, just told me to speak this. And it's something that y'all need to know. But also, everything we've been taught was a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, it's for entertainment purposes only. JFK, when I was growing up in history, learning about it, I believe 5 presidents got assassinated, I believe. But they supposed to be the most hardest people to get to. So you mean to tell me, just back in one of them Kennedy days, when JFK was alive, back in them days, even security was still tight. You couldn't just walk in the White House or get close to the president like that. So instantly, that was like, well, if he got all this protection and security, it shouldn't have been that easy for nobody to shoot him and to kill him. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go back, it is custom before the president go to that area, it is mandatory that CIA, whoever the fuck doing that detail, they supposed to go months, probably even years before, to scope everything out. And when I mean to scope everything out, and the reason why they go months or a year before, so they can know the ins and outs of everywhere, so they can know where a shooter can be at. They can have police position here, there, and everywhere. You know what I'm saying? They did this shit. I don't give a fuck if it was the 5th president. I ain't gonna say the 5th president, but once they got up and like, hey, once Abraham Lincoln got assassinated or the other presidents before Kennedy, they upped the security. That's why shit was so tight the way it is. And so that was bullshit. Yes, he did get shot by the sniper, but the sniper missed his head and shot him in the neck. You know what I'm saying? He missed him and shot him in his neck, bro. No fucking sniper. Don't nobody get hit from the back of their head and your head go back. It's impossible. But, like I say, the driver shot him. Yes, the fucking driver shot him. That's why his wife was trying to get out of the car. Because they was trying to kill her too. And what happened right after that? Didn't his brother get killed? They was trying to wipe out the whole Kennedy family. Why? I don't know. But it is what it is. What else? The moon landing fake. You know? Because if we've been to the moon in 19... Why the fuck you stop? We should know way more about the moon than we ever knew. We should know about... We know more about space than we know about We know more about space than we know about the fucking Baltimore and the harbor. And I'm from Baltimore, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro. But they've been out of space since 1954 to now. And you telling me y'all just starting to go back to the moon? Fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. Stop playing with me, man. Like I said, our history was a lie. You know what I'm saying? Christopher Columbus did not discover fucking America at all. The Indians wasn't over here. Wasn't the first people over here either. I ain't gonna say they wasn't the first people, but they wasn't the only ones over here either. There were no other races over here but Indians and black people. Oh, black people, period. Black people was over here. Were the Indians, the Indian tribes, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, I gonna say whatever you want to call it. No disrespect to the indigenous people, but black people was indigenous over here. Yep. Black people was indigenous over here. And if you think about it, Genghis Khan, bruh. Genghis Khan, bruh. I'm telling you, he been over here. Look at the Indians. Look how they look. They look almost Asian. You know what I'm saying? Majority of the Indians, indigenous people, well, I'm gonna call them Indians here. The Native Americans here. They look Asian, bro. Why do they look Asian? Because Genghis Khan came over here and fucked. He fucked everywhere, every land that he touched, he left offspring. Trust me, believe. He left them, bro. That is a known fact that they don't tell us about. If you really look back at the Native Americans, bro, they look Asian. Yes, they do. They look Asian. And if you go even further back and look at the Native Americans, they black. Black. You heard me? But like I said, this is just for entertainment purposes only. People might look at this like, man, this boy acting lost his mind. No, I ain't lose my mind. I just stopped being ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Picked up them books, started reading, started doing my own research, then start putting two and two together. Because you can't learn something and teach without having common sense, without having a sense of reality. You know what I'm saying? All that what ifs and no, it couldn't be because this was, nah, that's all irrelevant right now. So now I haven't lost my mind. I'm tapped in right now, spiritually.